Hello friends, welcome to today's video. Kyle is out of town right now, so I'm all alone for the weekend and I'm so sad. I don't know what to do with myself, but we are gonna hang out together. You guys are gonna keep me company. It'll just be a day. I don't know. I have no idea what we're about to get up to, but I thought it would be fun to do a little vlog so I have someone to talk to. It's just the worst when your husband is out of town, but then all your friends are busy. So I literally just have no one to hang out with today. And usually I'm totally cool hanging out alone, but since Kyle has been gone for I think 6 days now, I'm definitely on that like verge of like I need a little bit more socialization each day. But anyway, wanted to show you my outfit. I have this beautiful dress on from Bali Lane, I believe is how you pronounce it. I love this dress. I think it's so pretty for pregnancy. And then I have a little bikini on under from Chatty Swim. They just did a sample sale, so a ton of their stuff was like $15 each, and I do not fit in a lot of my swimsuits anymore. I've had to size up to like a large or extra large in bottoms. A lot of the tops still fit, but I know these babies are only getting bigger when my milk comes in, so I sized up in like a lot of the tops so I have some to fit after baby comes. But yeah, bottoms I now have to do low-waisted, which I would have never bought, but you gotta do what you gotta do to fit over this belly. So let's head out for the day. I packed up the car. Hansie's coming with. Hi, Bubs. You ready to go? Just sitting in the sun? Okay, I just got to the TJ Maxx parking lot, and oh my goodness, on the way here, well, first off, I feel like there's just not that many crazy drivers here. Like, for the most part, everyone's kind of on island time. They're pretty slow. You know, they're just chill. But today, oh my goodness, I'm on a one-way highway and this lady is just riding me so hard, like seriously like 6 feet away from my car. I felt very uncomfortable, especially being pregnant. And like up ahead there's like a big produce truck, and this is a 1-lane highway, so she's not really gonna go anywhere, but she was just riding me. And typically I don't get triggered by like people with road rage. I'm just like, go around, you can do your thing. But for some reason this lady was just making me so uncomfortable, especially being pregnant, and I was just so frustrated and annoyed. And I was like tapping my brakes so she would like back up a little bit. Hansie's like hanging out the window trying to have a good time. And eventually she passes me in a place they are not supposed to pass. And then she just gets stuck behind a produce truck the whole way and is riding the next car. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I don't know. That really just shifted my mood, and I just need to let it go. Because I'm gonna be honest, I was like, what the heck is this lady's problem? I hope she gets in a car accident. Like, not hurt, but honestly, I really was wishing her ill will. And I feel like those are just some, you know, this is like what repentance looks like practically every day, is saying like, wow, that was a sinful thought. God forgive me, and please replace my thoughts with yours, and how I can be praying for this lady and praying for myself. Oh my goodness, I'm so triggered right now. Anyway, so repenting for that, trying to release it. There have been a ton of fatal accidents here lately, and it's just not worth it. But we're gonna go into TJ Maxx. I am looking for a basket to organize like all of our living room blankets, and then I'm also looking for a new bathroom rug. Ours is white and just gets dirty really easily, so I kind of just want like a big runner in there. So that's what's on the agenda today. Finished at TJ Maxx. We had some good finds. I'll show you when I get home. And then I stopped at Whole Foods. I'll do a little Whole Foods haul. Bacon, egg, and cheese croissant sandwich. The vegan donut. And then got this to try. I think I mentioned this in a previous video. This one's my favorite. This is the almond cacao. And I've been using this. They've been on sale lately. So I went and picked them up, but I've been using this in a smoothie in the morning. And hi, buddy. I've been using this in a smoothie, and it's kind of a niche thing. But if you live in Arizona, there's a place called Delight, and they make this drink called the Breakfast Buzz, which is like an espresso smoothie almost. And my friend used to work there, so she knows the recipe. And in it, you need like a chocolate protein or cacao. So I've just been using like a third of this in it, and it tastes so good. And then I also got the matcha, which I have not tried yet. So why don't we do a little taste test? I just pulled up to the beach, and as you can hear, somebody is very excited. Let's give it a little tasty testy. It doesn't taste like matcha. It's good. It's very like mild. The ingredients in these drinks are just so clean. It doesn't have that strong matcha taste. So I will let you know if I feel any kind of caffeine buzz from this. But might be a good place to start if you don't love kind of like those stronger tasting matchas. I want to play you guys this podcast that I was listening to on the way here. It is so good.
That's where God wants us to be. He wants us to be led, allow Him to lead us into these places to where we have no more prejudice. We wish all men were saved. We love the ones that love us just as much as the ones that hate us. Because the Lord loves those that hate Him, and the Lord loves those that love Him. And it said in the Word of God that He is kind to the unthankful and evil. So that's the Spirit of God. That's the attitude of God. And if we can start dying to our ways, the way that we think that the Spirit of God should actually move, we can actually tap into those secret places that we've really gone around and not wanting to go in.
I know the quality of the podcast. He just does Facebook Lives, I think, and like records them. But that is Brad McClendon. I absolutely love his podcast called God Stories. I feel like it's just so refreshing. And lately, I've honestly been going through such a weird season with my faith. And I don't know, like, this is gonna sound so bad, but I have just felt like the best way I can describe it is like I feel so cringed by a lot of like faith content lately. I don't know if it's just like with the new culture of like mega churches and like all this stuff. I don't know, or like I don't know. I really don't know how to explain it, but for some reason I've just been so cringed out. I have not listened to many sermons. Like the church we go to, the sermons are like 15 to 20 minutes usually, and they're very like casual and led by the Spirit, and our pastor is he's not like rehearsed. He doesn't say all the cool like, you know, like rhymey words. I don't know how to explain it, so I don't know what it is, and I'm sure there is so much gold and great information in those sermons, but for some reason I'm just really not connecting to a lot of faith content right now, to a point where I like don't even want to. I know you want to go so bad. I don't even like want to listen to sermons, and yeah, I've just felt a bit disconnected. And I had like a really strong word from God at a Bible study recently, about my faith and like sharing my faith online. And I don't know if I'm going to share it yet. I don't think it's the right time for me to share it. And that's something I've also kind of been learning, is that like I have an intimate relationship with God, and not everything that he tells me needs to be shared right away on social media. Some things are to be kept private, or some things I'm supposed to like really meditate and pray on or keep within my inner circle for a while before I share. So I don't think I'm ready to share that word yet, but one thing that I will say is this podcast is really kind of like breaking through this resistance, I guess. I just love, I'm listening to this episode 84 right now, and it's Walking with the Spirit Part 4. I would highly recommend starting from the beginning of the Walking with the Spirit series. You know you want to go. We will go right after this, okay? We will go. It's just so refreshing and just convicting in a way that makes you want to be more like Jesus. And not so much because I feel like something circulating right now in the Christian world it's a lot about being convicted, but then there's like so much like shame and judgment behind it, which is not God. Like, God is just, and he's the ultimate judge, but he does everything in love. And it's just different, and I feel like this podcast does a really good job of convicting you in love, and it really just speaks to your spirit. At the end of this episode 3, he was talking about how he had been teaching at somebody's church, and he was just preaching on the love of God, and the pastor came up to him afterwards and was really upset, and he's like, "Why are you giving my sheep false hope?" And he was just really upset that he was preaching a message about God. And he said, like, everybody was very impacted. There were people who were like falling out in the spirit. There were people who were just encountering God in such a deep way, but the pastor was so triggered by it. And Brad, the guy who was talking, immediately his flesh wanted to go at him and be like, "Well, let me tell you why you're wrong," and just like smash him. But in that moment, he had to die to himself to get to an even deeper level with Jesus. So instead of reacting to this pastor's anger, he humbled himself and listened to the Spirit and asked him, "God, what do you need to say to this pastor?" And God showed him that when this pastor was in his early 20s, he was really hurt by some other pastors and leaders who he was working under. And so that's what he told him. And he was like, "Hey, I know you're really hurt by these, the people from your 20s that you trusted, and they did not love you." And the pastor just broke down, sobbing. And he was just saying how, like, yes, he had this big moment on stage where so many people were encountering God and he was in his presence, but he said there's always a step deeper to go. There's always a step deeper, and that next level was dying to himself and humbling himself so he could listen to what God needed that pastor to say instead of reacting out of his own pride. So, anyway, just all brings me back kind of to my my road rage, you know? I gotta take a step back, and instead of reacting out of my own pride or emotion, we have to ask the Holy Spirit for his view on things. But anyway, all right, that's my TED Talk for today. I will have that podcast linked in the description, but let's get this boy to the beach because he is going a little stir crazy.
Stands on the sideline, dances slow and looks at me. She must be the sunlight, shines a little more tonight. I know I try to make her mine, but at the same time I know love is hard to find.
Okay, we are back from the beach. After the beach, I ran into Target and I literally almost passed out because I did not eat enough food today. Combined with that little bit of matcha drink, I had to grab some of the snacks from the checkout aisle and a coconut water, and I opened all of them during the store and went to the home section, sat on a chair, and just sat there eating my snacks. Yeah, just a reminder, always. And I had extra snacks with me, like I packed a banana, I packed a fig bar. I didn't end up finishing that croissant sandwich because it got sand all in it. So anyway, I usually am pretty on top of my eating, but anyway, we ran into Target, got a few things I'll show you, one of which is this pajama set. So I was really excited that they had it. I've seen a few people on Instagram post it, and I'm a big fan. It's like very lightweight, which I like in my pajamas. I'll show you it. Okay, I'll show you the pajamas in a second, but I thought I would first show you what I got from TJ Maxx. Oh, the first thing was this basket, and I really just wanted somewhere to put all the extra blankets that we keep on the couch because, I don't know, we have like 5 blankets on it right now, and it just starts to look super messy. So I wanted a place to put it. Now that I have it home, I'm not sure if this will be big enough, but if this, they had a bigger size of this one, so I could always go back and grab it, but we'll give it a shot. If not, I'm sure I can find another use for it or return it. The second thing I got was these runners, and like I said, I wanted a new rug for our bathroom, and these are, they're technically decorative rugs, but I just feel like all the bath mats are just too small, and I just don't like the way they look in the bathroom. But this has, it's a set of 2, and they're just like really nice and big. Really pretty design. It's probably not the best for absorbing water, but whatever. We'll give it a shot, see how they look in the bathroom. And then the last thing I got from TJ Maxx was this bench, and the dining room table in our like kitchen has turned into our dump zone. We don't have any chairs for it and we don't use it. We honestly just like use it as storage and just throw all of our stuff there when we get home. And I haven't found any like good chairs to go with it, but I saw this bench TJ Maxx and I thought the wood would match really closely. I don't know if it's gonna be too low to like sit at, like if it will be practical, but I thought that would be a nice way to make the dining table functional, because it is against a wall right now, so we can only use half of it. And I don't know, we could turn it. I feel like the dining room table is just a bit too big for our space, so I'm just trying to figure out what to do with it. But for now, I'm wondering if I just put the bench there, if we will use it a bit more often. And then also, that way it won't stay a dump station, hopefully. So I'm gonna bring that in, and then let me show you the pajamas. Okay, here is the pajama situation. Right now I'm wearing it down here. I actually got the extra large. I tried on the large and it would have worked, but I feel like I just like having a lot of extra room, so I can still wear it up here, and then the length is better there. And then I got a large in the shirt. I just love, can barely see my legs anymore, but I love the pattern and the color. I think it's super cute and cozy. I kind of wish this was like a cropped, but it works. Definitely would recommend. The bench I got, I feel like the wood actually matches pretty perfectly. Let's see if it's a good height for sitting. Oh, this is perfect.